Hi, I'm Melody, and welcome to your VA Construction Loan Guide.
Thanks for having us. I'm Steve, a VA construction loan expert.
And I'm Mike, also a VA construction loan expert. We know that navigating the world of construction loans can feel overwhelming.
So we're here to break it down step by step. I'll be asking questions and providing clarifications along the way. Let's dive into the foundation of VA construction loans. Steve, can you explain the basics?
Absolutely, Melody. The VA construction loan is a specialized loan designed for eligible veterans, active duty military personnel, and surviving spouses who want to build their own homes. It allows you to use your VA loan benefits to finance the construction process from start to finish.
That sounds amazing. Mike, what are some of the key benefits of going this route?
Well, one of the biggest advantages is the potential for no down payment, just like with a traditional VA loan. This can be a huge benefit for veterans who may not have a lot of cash on hand.
No down payment? That's incredible. I bet that makes a world of difference for so many families.
Absolutely.
What are the main types of construction loans veterans can choose from?
There are two main types: one-time close, OTC, and two-time close loans. With an OTC loan, you go through the entire loan process just once before construction even begins. This includes getting approved for the loan, securing your interest rate cap guarantee, and closing on the loan.
So it's like a one-stop shop for your financing needs?
Exactly. On the other hand, a two-time close loan involves two separate closings. One before construction starts to cover the construction costs, which always requires a down payment. And a second closing after construction is complete to secure permanent financing.
That makes sense. So when it comes to choosing between these two options, what factors should veterans consider? Steve, can you tell us more about the no down payment feature of VA OTC construction loans?
Absolutely, Melody. One of the biggest advantages of a VA OTC construction loan is the potential for no down payment. This means veterans can start building their dream home without the immediate financial burden that typically comes with a traditional mortgage. Imagine being able to allocate those funds towards other essential needs or even upgrades for your new home. This is a huge benefit that can save veterans tens of thousands of dollars up front. For many, this can be the difference between being able to afford a home or not. The savings can be redirected towards furnishing the new home, landscaping, or even an emergency fund.
That sounds like a game changer for many families. Not having to worry about a down payment can significantly reduce stress and make the home building process much more enjoyable. And what about interest rates? Are there any advantages there?
Yes, definitely. VA construction loans offer something called the rate flexibility advantage. This means that while you don't lock in your final interest rate at the beginning of the construction process, you do receive a rate cap guarantee. This is crucial because it provides a safety net against fluctuating market conditions. So while you don't lock in your final interest rate at the beginning of the construction process, you do receive a rate cap guarantee. This protects you from rising interest rates during construction, ensuring that your financial planning remains stable and predictable. This protects you from rising interest rates during construction. And here's the best part. If rates happen to drop while your home is being built, you can secure the lower market rate for the entire life of your loan. This dual benefit of protection means that veterans can benefit from the best of both worlds: protection against rising rates and the opportunity to take advantage of falling rates.
Wow, that's incredible. This kind of flexibility can make a significant difference in the overall cost of the home over the years. So, veterans have the potential to save even more money with this unique advantage. It's not just about the initial savings, but also about long-term financial benefits. It sounds like a win-win situation. With no down payment and rate flexibility, VA construction loans offer veterans a unique and advantageous path to homeownership. What fees should we be aware of when considering a VA construction loan?
Like any loan, there are certain fees involved. These fees can vary depending on the lender and the specifics of your loan agreement. One is the VA funding fee, which helps support the VA loan program. This fee is paid each time a non-exempt veteran or service member uses a VA loan. This is to help lower the cost of the loan for U.S. taxpayers. However, this fee can often be rolled into the loan amount, so you don't have to pay it up front. This can make it easier to manage your finances, especially if you're working with a tight budget.
That's good to know. It really helps to have options when it comes to managing these fees.
Additionally, we may charge a construction fee, typically up to 1% of the loan amount, for our services during the construction phase. This fee covers our administrative costs and ensures that the construction process runs smoothly. It's important to factor these costs into your budget. Proper planning can help you avoid financial strain and ensure that your project stays on track.
So transparency is key. Absolutely. Knowing all the fees involved helps you make informed decisions. And it's also important to understand the builder's responsibilities. Mike, can you explain the builder's role?
Most lenders make the builders responsible for things like interest payments during construction for OTC loans, inspection fees, commitment fees, title update fees. We make things easier for builders, and we don't require that at all for a builder. All of that is built into the loan. Under VA, the builder is responsible for doing things that are part of his job, such as ensuring that all work is completed to code and hazard insurance is in place during construction. This insurance, known as builder's risk, protects against potential risks and ensures that the project is safeguarded from unforeseen events.
It's a team effort for sure. Everyone involved has a role to play in making the project a success. Understanding these roles and responsibilities can help ensure a smooth and successful construction process.
Melody, the process generally starts with contacting us at 888-857-8041 because we are one of the few lenders that specializes in the true VA OTC construction loans. You'll speak with one of our construction loan specialists and complete a loan pre-qualification, just like you would with a traditional mortgage. And then what?
We will review your financial situation, including your credit history, income, and debts. We'll also order an appraisal once we receive the builder contract from an approved builder to determine the estimated value of your proposed home and land.
So it's important to be prepared with all the necessary documentation.
Absolutely. Once you're approved for the loan, you'll sign the loan documents and close on the loan. Then, construction can begin.
What qualifications and requirements should we look for in a builder?
It's important to ensure that the builder is reputable, experienced, and financially stable. They should be properly licensed and insured. If they are not on our approved builder list, we'll send them the necessary paperwork for approval.
That makes sense.
We'll also look into the builder's track record to ensure they have a history of completing projects on time and within budget. After they are approved by us, they will need to register with the VA as a builder since the VA only registers builders. Many builders will say they are approved by the VA, but that is not the case. The VA does not approve builders. That is done by us.
So it's crucial for veterans to do their research and choose a builder they trust.
Absolutely. It's a partnership, and you want to make sure you're working with someone who has your best interests in mind.
To be eligible, you generally need to meet the VA's service requirements, which typically involve serving a minimum amount of time in the military. This can vary depending on when you served and the nature of your service. For instance, active duty members typically need to serve at least 90 continuous days during wartime or 181 days during peacetime. National Guard and Reserve members usually need 6 years of service unless they were called to active duty, in which case the requirements might be different.
You'll also need a Certificate of Eligibility, COE, from the VA, which verifies your service. This certificate is crucial as it confirms to lenders that you meet the necessary service requirements. You can obtain your COE through the VA's e-benefits portal or by mail.
What about credit scores? How do they factor into the eligibility for a VA construction loan?
The VA does have credit score requirements for VA construction loans, and these requirements might be a bit higher than for traditional VA loans due to the increased risk associated with construction. Currently, the VA looks for a score of at least 620. A credit score of 620 or above is often a good starting point. It's also beneficial to review your credit report for any errors or issues that could be resolved before applying for the loan. Improving your credit score can not only increase your chances of approval, but also potentially secure you a better interest rate in the end when your home is finished.
And what about the loan amount? Are there any limits? How do these limits affect the loan process?
Yes, the maximum loan amount for a VA construction loan is tied to the VA's construction loan limits. These limits are based on the conforming loan limits set by the Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA, at the beginning of each year. It's important to check the current limits as they can impact the amount you are eligible to borrow for zero down. So it's important to stay updated on those conforming loan limits for this year. Keeping track of these limits ensures that you are aware of any changes that might affect your loan eligibility or the amount you can borrow. If you have your full entitlement, and if your project cost is more than the VA loan limit, or you have less than full entitlement, then the VA will require a down payment to make up the difference above your available entitlement. And it's also important to note that the home you build must be your primary residence. This means you need to live in the home as your main place of residence once construction is complete. VA construction loans cannot be used for investment properties, vacation homes, or multi-unit properties like duplexes, triplexes, or quadplexes like VA purchase loans. The primary purpose of these loans is to help veterans and service members build homes that they will live in and call their own.
How can veterans protect their VA benefits?
My biggest piece of advice is to be cautious of lender tricks. Some lenders may try to steer veterans toward conventional loans with down payments,
followed by a costly refinance into a VA loan later on.
Why would they do that?
Sometimes it is because they don't do the VA OTC loan and they will refer that to another lender where they get a referral fee or kickback for doing so, and then the construction lender steers the veteran back to the other lender for a refinance into the permanent loan.
or because they can make more money on a conventional loan.
I suggest the veteran call us first at 888-857-8041 and schedule an appointment with one of our VA OTC loan specialists.
The other lenders that don't handle the VA OTC loans tend to be evasive or pushy and won't give you straight answers. Don't be afraid to walk away from them.
Remember, you have earned these benefits, and you deserve to work with a lender who understands and respects that. We've been doing these OTC loans for over 20 years.
It was great having you both on the show.
Thanks for having us.
We're thrilled to help you build your dream homes.
If you found this episode helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more informative content on homeownership, construction finance, and more. And don't forget to leave a comment below with your questions or experiences with construction loans. And tell us about your experiences with construction loans, or any questions you might have. Until next time, happy building.